Breaking tonight, one person dead after a shooting on Sherwood Common Boulevard in Baton Rouge. Emergency officials tell us they found the body when they arrived at the scene.
On a tragic day in 2022, Baton Rouge was once again shaken by violence after Stanley Wright, widely known by the nickname 7-7-Hardaway, was unalived under circumstances that quickly drew attention across local neighborhoods, social media platforms, and community discussions throughout the city. Known throughout parts of Baton Rouge for his reported affiliation with the TBG, or Top Boy Guerrilla Collective, 7-7-Hardaway had built recognition within the city's street culture and among individuals connected to Baton Rouge's rap scene and neighborhood politics. His death immediately became the center of conversations involving grief, speculation, retaliation rumors, and the continuing violence that has impacted Baton Rouge communities for years. According to official law enforcement statements released following the incident, Baton Rouge police officers responded to reports of a shooting involving an adult male victim, later identified as Stanley Wright. Authorities stated that officers arrived to find Wright suffering from multiple gunshot wounds. Emergency medical personnel attempted life-saving efforts at the scene before transporting him for medical treatment, but he later succumbed to his injuries. Detectives secured the scene immediately after the shooting, blocking off surrounding areas with crime scene tape, while investigators collected shell casings, documented evidence, and interviewed potential witnesses. Police officials reportedly described the investigation as active and ongoing during the early stages of the case. Detectives worked to reconstruct the timeline leading up to the shooting by reviewing surveillance footage from nearby homes and businesses, analyzing forensic evidence, and gathering statements from individuals believed to have been present around the time of the violence. Authorities also urged anyone with information to contact Crime Stoppers anonymously, emphasizing that cooperation from the community would be critical in determining exactly what led to the incident and identifying everyone involved. As details first surfaced online, confusion and speculation spread rapidly across Baton Rouge social media pages, Facebook groups, Instagram accounts, Twitter discussions, and YouTube commentary channels. Because of 7-7-Hardaway's known association with TBG and Baton Rouge street culture, many online users immediately began debating whether the unaliving may have involved retaliation, long-standing neighborhood disputes, personal conflicts, or ongoing tensions connected to rival groups. However, police reportedly cautioned the public against spreading unverified information while the investigation remained open. Authorities stressed that many of the rumors circulating online had not been confirmed through official evidence. Neighbors and individuals familiar with the area reportedly described hearing multiple gunshots before officers arrived on scene. Some witnesses claimed they observed suspicious vehicles or individuals leaving the area shortly after the shooting occurred. Others described moments of panic as nearby residents attempted to determine where the gunfire originated. Law enforcement officials reportedly canvassed the neighborhood extensively following the incident, searching for surveillance cameras, speaking with nearby residents, and attempting to establish a clear sequence of events leading up to the shooting. 7-7-Hardaway's reported affiliation with TBG immediately became part of the public discussion surrounding the case. TBG, known throughout Baton Rouge both as a music-related collective and a neighborhood-affiliated group, has frequently been referenced in online conversations involving rap culture, street politics, loyalty, and rivalries within the city. Following Wright's death, social media pages connected to Baton Rouge culture filled with emotional reactions, tribute posts, old photographs, and memorial messages. Friends, supporters, and individuals familiar with him described him as someone respected within his circle and remembered him through reposted videos, photos, and past interactions online. At the same time, the incident reignited larger conversations regarding violence in Baton Rouge and the dangerous overlap between social media, music culture, neighborhood rivalries, and real-world conflict. Many users expressed frustration over how quickly fatal incidents become public spectacle online, where rumors, accusations, and speculation often spread within minutes of a shooting before investigators release verified facts. Some community members argued that online dissing, public feuds, and social media pressure have intensified tensions between groups throughout Baton Rouge, while others emphasized that the root causes extend far deeper into poverty, trauma, lack of opportunity, and cycles of violence affecting generations of young people. According to available case details discussed publicly following the incident, investigators reportedly examined whether the shooting was targeted rather than random. Authorities focused heavily on witness statements, digital evidence, and forensic findings while attempting to determine motive and identify all individuals connected to the scene. Police officials did not immediately release all investigative details publicly, a common practice in active homicide investigations designed to protect witness cooperation and preserve the integrity of the case. Because of the limited official information available during the early investigation, speculation online continued to grow, with various unconfirmed stories circulating throughout Baton Rouge neighborhoods and internet discussions. Several Baton Rouge community members and online commentators also reflected on the emotional toll repeated violence continues to have on families throughout the city. Residents described feelings of exhaustion and fear as shootings repeatedly impact neighborhoods already struggling with instability and economic hardship. Others pointed to the broader pattern of young black men losing their lives in cycles of retaliation and unresolved conflict, often leaving families devastated while communities search for answers and healing. For loved ones, however, the tragedy surrounding 7-7 Hardaway was never simply about internet speculation or public narratives. It was about losing someone whose life held meaning to family, friends, and the people closest to him. Behind every homicide investigation are grieving individuals forced to navigate trauma, unanswered questions, and emotional pain while waiting for justice and clarity. As the investigation continued, law enforcement officials reportedly remained committed to reviewing all available evidence connected to Stanley Wright's living. Detectives encouraged continued cooperation from the public and reiterated that verified facts, not rumors, would ultimately determine the direction of the case. Like many high-profile incidents involving individuals known throughout Baton Rouge neighborhoods and social circles, the case remained emotionally charged both online and within the community itself. My condolences go out to the family, friends, and loved ones of Stanley Wright, also known as 7-7 Hardaway. During this difficult time, thoughts and prayers remain with everyone affected by this tragic loss. No matter the circumstances surrounding the case, the loss of a life leaves pain that impacts families, communities, and those closest to the person involved. May his loved ones find strength, peace, and support as they continue navigating this heartbreaking situation.